It feels very good. It's been a trek to get here tonight since we started at Lennox, but we've grown our belief over the couple of years, and sort of at half time today I looked around the room and I could see there was a lot of determination in the eyes of our players. It's always a pleasing thing when you're the coach, you don't have to say anything, you just get them up and get them ready. So full credit to the players today, they really stepped up and not only showed the competition but showed themselves what they can do when they really go after a game.
See last week when you played up the 80, you were last week.
Yeah, well, look, we know we can play the 80. It's just sometimes the worst thing that can happen to us at times is to get 2 or 3 tries up, you know. But today, I was really pleased with the way we fought out there. And I'm not great with stats right on the end of a game, but I think we kept them to 0 in the second half. So that's a pretty pleasing second half for our team, and well led by the captain next to me.
How does it feel to make history in front of your home fans?
Quite emotional for the players, but same as that excitement that they have going out and playing in front of the crowd. That's much more to them rather than playing overseas. But they've learned a lot from last week that we didn't execute the system that we've been taught, and coming out this week by the coach and management guiding us under their wings to come and display what we have learned through the week. Major thanks to them for guiding us through this week.
Coach, just on the positional changes that you made coming to this match, just your thoughts on how you performed in those positions, especially Kala and Ed.
Yeah, well, I thought Kala, we've always known Kala is an outside back. That's why we were so impressed with what he did last year at 12, and he's really cemented himself as a great midfielder. But he really did cut his teeth being an outside back. So you saw how when he got the ball on the edge there, he just knew he had to cut back in and took on the game line coming back in and got us on the front foot and the outside channels. And that's the hardest part to play from, and the easiest place to sort of defend is that tackle in the outside channel. And I thought, Kala getting across the game line there, we were able to recycle that ball really quickly, and full credit to him. And Teddy's 10 or 12, that's the way the modern game is now, that there's sort of two distributors out there, and he shared that role really well. And I'm sure that he and Caleb, they communicate very well during the week. They're good mates, obviously, but they can combine well at training during the week, and so they led the team well around the park. It was just about believing yourself, and it's time to express yourselves. I think these guys hold themselves back sometimes, and I know that sounds ridiculous because everyone tells me that they don't hold themselves back and they play loose and all that, but no, they don't. They hold themselves back sometimes because they either respect the opposition like everyone should, but sometimes a little bit too much, or don't have the confidence to just go out there and express themselves. And all we asked for them at half time was just go and do that. You've got 40 minutes of footy to go for the end of the season. Just go out and have your best 40. And they did. I don't have to say anything. They went out and did what they're good at.
Yes, quite a massive decision to make on the field, gaining those territory. Sometimes I always think of going to take a shot, but when you see your opponent started to give you some body language that they can't keep with us, so I changed my decision just to try to beat them around the corners. So that's what we play on the second half, try to keep on them playing, rather than giving them a rest and go again, that they can come back at us. So hats off to the boys for backing me up in the decision that I made on the field. So hats off to them.
No, look, I think you can probably go back and find something I said earlier that's where we wanted to be. We thought it might come down to the last game at the start of the year, our expectations have been internally as strong as anyone else's, and in a 12-team competition, if you believe that you've got a reasonable team, you've got to go after that 8th position. So that was it wasn't an unrealistic expectation for finals. We knew we'd do it. I think I said last week there were a couple of games there where we may have thought we might not get. There were a couple of games we thought we would get, and we didn't, and then we did. So the year panned out all right, and when it came to the end, we needed to win tonight after the results last night went our way. And as I said, full credit to the boys. It's internal expectation was to play finals, and that second half showed what it meant to the boys tonight to get there.
I think it was 30 tries you scored in the regular season last year. Regular season this year, 6 today, 74. That's quite impressive.
Glenn Jackson will be very happy, because in the first meeting of the year he just put up one thing on the board and it was 50. He said, try and guess what that is. Halfway? No, 50 tries. So, the coaches have been awesome what they've done. They've set targets for the boys. They've tracked them from the moment we start. It's not us. We haven't set goals and forget about them. We set goals and review and track. And the coaches, Greg, Jacko, Brad, have been awesome at getting these guys ready each week. So 54, we're going to have a happy attack coach.
So what does it mean now? How do you keep their feet on the ground? It's Christchurch or
Yeah, those two names probably keep your feet on the ground pretty good. Christchurch or Hamilton. We know we're going down there and we're playing 1 or 2, and that'll get us pretty focused again when we get home tomorrow. Get good recovery in, turn up on Monday and prepare again for whatever happens overnight.
too soon to give us a report on some of the players like Marcy?
Yeah, it's a bit too soon, his knee buckled underneath him. It didn't look too good in there, but these guys are pretty resilient. We'll see how he pulls up in the morning after we get him back home and ice up and recover, and we'll see. But he's walking around in there. He's not on crutches or anything like that, so we'll see.
I think the big message that was sent to the rest of the Super Pacific today was that the Reds were praying for rain, thinking that you guys would be able to play rain. But once the heavens opened up, it was going to be in their favour. So you sent a message there today, dry or wet, you still play.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, we'll just adapt to the weather, because we cannot tell or say about anything about the weather. It's from God, so what kind of weather it's on game day, we'll try to adapt and play through it, play outside in front of our own friends. That's what we did today. So
I think Clarkie, when the non-Fijians think about Fiji, they see the islands, they see the sun, and they see all those adverts. But when you live here like these young men have, you're playing in mud for 4 months of the year, and they just love it. And I saw it firsthand this year in January and February, driving home across parks that don't even have football fields on them. They're running around in gumboots and sloshing around, and so whatever the weather is, as Melly said, God will turn the weather on the day, and whatever it is, we'll be right.
How did the home fans come to this in half the same way?
the home fans always have our back by supporting us, and like I said, this is their team. We are just here just to don the jersey and play outside, because for the love of the nation. So major big Vinakabakalev to them, coming out in numbers just to see and backing the boys up today. So a big Vinakabakalev to them.
I mean, what does it mean to a young Fijian male or female watching that performance today, watching the second season of the halfway house there, looking at their time?
I can say the Olympics have done it, both in men's and women's team, encouraging both vice versa and all, males and females, for coming through rugby. It's another pathway to go and support their family. So what we show today will encourage more youth groups and kids that are growing up and looking how we play. It will just boost them to try to make or achieve their dreams that they have been dreaming of, and working hard twice as more and achieve their goals. Nak.
Look in your storied career, how does it take to, where is taking a second year team to the playoffs rank in the number of achievements you've had in your impressive
Yeah,
career?
it's probably one of the highlights. It's definitely one of the highlights, if not the highlight, because I've been fortunate enough to be involved in very experienced teams with, legendary players. They sort of challenge you to be a better coach, and then you with these guys here who've come from such a low base and work so hard to get there. It's massively satisfying when you sit back and see how much work these guys do to get there, and that's the highlight, I think, is where we were 18 months ago to where we are today. It's a massive highlight.
Dunque, non buona stata, non buona non potuto la sfida, ma tra averlo vinto con il Super Bowl
Ia en dua taini tu tua na tamata, dua taini na tu ni kalau, ia na nitu pakakarau wakatime sanga ni ni kuah, ni kita ala tu mai wakasawarta kau na turanga coach na nitu pakambauta, ni tola tu mai na sanga ni kuah kita wana mata tali tu ena tulunang kita satu mata gitu, sanga wakandua ni kita yalo leilai se wakasuka. Kito kilachi ko nga ni kwa kito na may tangmakakin na nito parani gito na kuni wawaru talichi ko na madaming kem nandan wito kon ni kwa wakando nindo loma ruata kana ni matachim ni banua na matachim ni rua na kuni wakapakarongo kito na takataka sarchi ko bakokoa waka kem ni nanu machiko ni kemami may ba lebu ilu tunga na kuni sot ni sparag au wadale kemundo mundo toko na chingo ni mata chimingo maltanga nanum ni yerna num dorobura paka tungo kema mi zakata sartunga bakade baka lebu ka bakandende na bukuni kema misole lesu ngabe kemni na matandende na bukuni betokun inak.
Mikos, you, Fiji's done for us, maybe a word down the middle to the camera there about to the people of Fiji for what they've done for us this year.
Yeah, I think we said right from the start last year, the fans, our 16th player or 24th player, but tonight it was something special, and I think the boys benefit from the support, and just before I finish, I just wanted to thank Dume and the players and coaching staff and management for giving me the opportunity to go home this week and spend a few days with my dad. Passed away yesterday, and these boys just got around you when you get back, and I left my family in Australia and I came back to my family in Fiji, so I just want to thank them for giving me the opportunity to do that. I was able to spend some quality time, and I'll be forever indebted. Vinaka.
Good place to leave it. Naka, thanks. Thanks everyone. Yeah, thank you.